From the icy plains of the Arctic to the vibrant coral reefs of the tropics, our planet is home to a breathtaking array of ecosystems, each teeming with life uniquely adapted to its environment. Yet, these natural wonders are facing an unprecedented threat: climate change. The very fabric of these ecosystems is being altered by rising temperatures, shifting weather patterns, and rising sea levels. In this video, we embark on a journey to explore 7 ecosystems most profoundly impacted by climate change, witnessing both the fragility and resilience of life in the face of a changing world. We will delve into the intricate web of life within each ecosystem, examining the delicate balance that is being disrupted. Join me as we uncover the stories of these ecosystems, understand the challenges they face, and discover the importance of protecting these invaluable treasures for generations to come. Our journey begins in the warm, shallow waters of the tropics, where we find one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth: coral reefs. Often called the rainforests of the sea, coral reefs support a dazzling array of life, from brightly colored fish to graceful sea turtles. Coral reefs are built by tiny animals called polyps, which secrete calcium carbonate skeletons that form the reef structure. These polyps live in a symbiotic relationship with algae called zooxanthellae, which provide the coral with food and their vibrant colors. However, this delicate balance is being disrupted by rising ocean temperatures. As the water warms, the coral becomes stressed and expels the zooxanthellae, leading to a phenomenon known as coral bleaching. Bleached coral is not dead, but it is more susceptible to disease and starvation. If the water temperature doesn't cool down quickly enough, the coral will eventually die. Climate change is also causing ocean acidification, which occurs as the ocean absorbs excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This increased acidity makes it more difficult for coral polyps to build their skeletons. The loss of coral reefs would be devastating. Not only are they home to a quarter of all marine species, but they also provide vital ecosystem services, including coastal protection, fisheries support, and tourism revenue. We now journey to the far north, to the vast icy plains of the Arctic tundra. This seemingly barren landscape is in fact a delicate ecosystem teeming with life uniquely adapted to the extreme cold and short-growing season. The Arctic tundra is home to iconic species such as polar bears, caribou, and Arctic foxes. It also plays a crucial role in regulating global climate by storing vast amounts of carbon in its permafrost, permanently frozen ground. However, the Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet, causing the permafrost to thaw. As the permafrost thaws, it releases methane and carbon dioxide, potent greenhouse gases, into the atmosphere, further accelerating climate change. The melting permafrost is also causing the ground to become unstable, leading to erosion and changes in drainage patterns. This is impacting the habitats of many tundra species, making it more difficult for them to find food and shelter. The indigenous communities that have lived in the Arctic for centuries are also being impacted by the changing climate. Their traditional ways of life, which rely on hunting, fishing, and gathering, are being disrupted by the melting ice and shifting animal populations. The fate of the Arctic tundra is inextricably linked to the fate of the planet. As the Arctic continues to warm, the impacts will be felt far beyond its icy borders. Our journey now takes us to the temperate forests that grace the mid-latitudes of the globe. These forests, characterized by their distinct seasons and rich biodiversity, are facing a multitude of challenges due to climate change. One of the most significant impacts is the shifting of plant and animal ranges. As temperatures warm, species are moving northward or to higher elevations in search of suitable climates. However, not all species can adapt or migrate quickly enough, leading to changes in species interactions and potential extinctions. Climate change is also exacerbating the frequency and intensity of forest fires. Drier conditions and longer fire seasons create a tinderbox effect, making forests more susceptible to large, destructive wildfires. Pest outbreaks are also on the rise as warming temperatures allow pests to expand their ranges and reproduce more rapidly. These outbreaks can decimate entire forests, leaving behind a trail of dead and dying trees. The impacts of climate change on temperate forests have far-reaching consequences, affecting not only biodiversity, but also human communities that rely on these forests for timber, recreation, and ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration and water filtration. Our exploration now leads us to the coast, where land and sea converge in a rich tapestry of life. Here we find mangrove forests, extraordinary ecosystems that thrive in salty tidal waters. Mangroves are trees and shrubs with specialized roots that allow them to tolerate inundation by saltwater. These remarkable adaptations enable them to form dense forests along coastlines, creating a vital buffer between land and sea. Mangrove forests provide a multitude of ecosystem services. They act as natural barriers, protecting coastlines from erosion by waves and storms. Their dense root systems trap sediment, improving water quality and protecting coral reefs and seagrass beds. These forests are also incredibly efficient carbon sinks, storing vast amounts of carbon in their biomass and sediments. In fact, mangroves can store up to 4 times more carbon per hectare than tropical rainforests. However, mangrove forests are facing increasing threats from climate change. Rising sea levels are inundating and drowning these coastal forests, while stronger and more frequent storms are causing widespread damage. The loss of mangrove forests would have dire consequences for both people and nature. Coastal communities would lose a vital source of protection from storms and erosion, while countless species that depend on mangroves for habitat and food would be left vulnerable. Chapter 5: Wetlands, Disappearing Sponges of Life. Our journey now takes us inland to explore wetlands, often called the kidneys of the earth for their vital role in filtering and purifying water. These unique ecosystems are found wherever land meets water, from marshes and swamps to bogs and fens. Wetlands are incredibly biodiverse, providing habitat for a wide array of plant and animal life. They are home to countless species of birds, fish, amphibians, reptiles, and invertebrates, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. These ecosystems play a crucial role in regulating water cycles, acting like giant sponges that absorb excess rainfall and release it slowly, reducing the risk of floods and droughts. They also filter pollutants from the water, improving water quality downstream. However, climate change is putting increasing pressure on wetlands worldwide. Changes in rainfall patterns are leading to more extreme weather events, causing both prolonged droughts and intense flooding. These extreme conditions can disrupt the delicate balance of wetland ecosystems, leading to the loss of plant and animal life. Additionally, rising sea levels are pushing saltwater inland, contaminating freshwater wetlands and threatening their survival. The loss of wetlands would have far-reaching consequences, not only for biodiversity, but also for human communities that rely on these ecosystems for water resources, flood control, and livelihoods. Chapter 6: Grasslands, the Vanishing Prairie. Our journey now takes us to the heart of continents, where vast grasslands stretch as far as the eye can see. From the African savannas to the North American prairies, these ecosystems are characterized by their rolling hills, vast open spaces, and rich biodiversity. Grasslands are home to a diverse array of grazing animals, from massive herds of wildebeest and zebra to the iconic American bison. These grazers play a vital role in maintaining the health of grasslands by preventing the encroachment of trees and shrubs. These ecosystems also support a wide variety of other wildlife, including predators such as lions, cheetahs, and wolves, as well as countless species of birds, reptiles, and insects. Grasslands play a crucial role in regulating global climate by storing vast amounts of carbon in their soils. They are also important for water filtration and nutrient cycling. However, climate change is putting increasing pressure on grasslands worldwide. Changes in temperature and rainfall patterns are leading to more frequent and intense droughts, making it difficult for grasses to survive. These conditions can lead to desertification, the process by which fertile land becomes desert. Desertification can have devastating consequences for both people and wildlife, leading to food insecurity, water scarcity, and loss of biodiversity. Chapter 7: Polar Ice Caps, the Melting Mirrors. Our final journey takes us to the polar ice caps, vast, frozen deserts that regulate global climate. These icy landscapes are home to polar bears, penguins, seals, and whales. The polar ice caps act like giant mirrors, reflecting sunlight and keeping the planet cool. However, they are melting at an alarming rate due to climate change. This causes sea levels to rise, threatening coastal communities worldwide. The melting ice impacts wildlife that depends on these habitats. Polar bears rely on sea ice to hunt seals, their primary food source. The loss of polar ice caps would accelerate climate change and disrupt ocean currents. The impacts of climate change on these ecosystems are profound and far-reaching, affecting biodiversity, human livelihoods, and the planet's health. Understanding these changes is vital for developing effective conservation strategies. Which ecosystem concerns you the most? Stay tuned for our next video where we'll explore actionable steps we can all take to help combat climate change and protect our planet. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the Global Fact Trends channel to engage in the conversation about our environment.